Welcome to the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Welcome back if you're a previous viewer, if not, for the first time. We're here today to look at Division 2 and some builds. One build in particular. I was asked on stream the other night about my skill build, and I thought that posting a video on YouTube would be a good way to show off the build. A lot of my builds I have obtained from watching other users on YouTube and their videos, but frequently I tweak the builds to my own equipment and what I have in stock, and in some cases to my own personal playstyle and preferences. They're not the be all and end all. They're as min-maxed as I can get them at the moment, which is not to say necessarily that they are that there's no room for improvement, because there is. And as always, this is only my personal opinion and the way that suits how I play. However, my skill build is based around cluster mines and the Stinger Hive. But we're going to go from the top being the specialisation, which is the Demolitionist specialisation. The reason for this is because you get an extra 15% explosive damage. Sorry, 10% explosive damage. And that helps your cluster mines. There's no other reason. I did for quite a while have it with Technician as my build, as my specialisation, because that gives you one extra skill tier and 10% skill damage. But with having 6 yellow skill items in the build, I figured that Demolitionist was actually a better bet with this. If you want to use Technician, feel free. You can replace this holster, which is a Wyvern holster, with something else, a red or a blue, depending on your playstyle. However, I'm using Demolitionist along with the Surge, which is the go-to named LVOAC rifle for skill builds, because it has perfect spike, and headshots grant you plus 25% skill damage for 8 seconds. So you pop up, pop a headshot off, and that gives both your hive and your cluster mines 25% extra damage for 8 seconds, which is awesome. My secondary is the Eagle Bearer at the moment. Doesn't really matter. I don't very often use it. It's most often used for when enemies rush me and for whatever reason I haven't got the hive out. You could just as easily use Lullaby, Sweet Dreams, whichever, whatever weapon takes your fancy, really. My pistol is a lightning rod. It's my favourite of the various pistols, because if I'm reduced to using the pistol, if I kill something, there's an 85% chance for it to refill the magazine, which means that I don't have to worry about reloading the thing as often. The main part of this build is 4 pieces of hardwired. Now, you will need the chest piece and the backpack. As we'll see, the gloves are already spoken for, so whether you use the mask and the knee pads as I do, or whether you switch in the holster for one of those two, all depends on what equipment you've got. But we'll go through it piece by piece. The mask is set up with max skill damage and has a skill haste mod in there. The nice thing about the hardwired, the reason we're using it for this build, is because you get 15% skill haste with 2 pieces. With 3 pieces you get 15% skill damage. We're not using the repair skills. And with the 4 pieces, whenever you use or cancel a skill, your other skill is automatically refreshed and increases total skill damage and repair by 10% for 20 seconds. This can occur at most once per 20 seconds. We'll be revisiting that, but that means as it stands, that every 20 seconds I can use one or other of my skills and it will automatically refresh any cooldown on the other one. So then we move on to the chess piece. Same thing, same set. Also rolled for skill damage with a skill haste mod. But the talent on the chess piece is positive reinforcement, which increases the feedback loop skill damage and repair bonus from 10% to 25%. So that means now that whenever you use or cancel a skill, your other skill is automatically refreshed and increases total skill damage, we're not bothered about the repair, by 25% for 20 seconds. This can occur most once per 20 seconds. That's an extra 15% damage from the chess piece, which is nice. It compares well against other chess piece talents for giving you damage. Now the backpack, again, same idea, rolled for skill damage again with a skill haste mod again, but this one decreases the feedback loop cooldown from 20 seconds to 10 seconds. So all of a sudden, whenever we use or cancel a skill, our other skill is automatically refreshed and increases total skill damage by 25% from the chess piece for 20 seconds. This can occur at most once per 10 seconds from the backpack. And all of a sudden we are pretty much at infinite use hive and seeker mines, cluster mines, which is awesome. I'll go with the fourth piece of the hardwired for now, which is exactly the same idea, rolled for skill damage, knees, same as the other pieces. We'll come back to the gloves in a moment. The final piece is the holster. I've picked Wyvern. I had a good Wyvern holster with skill damage and skill haste on it. You may also want to consider China Light if you have one of those, because that one piece China Light will give you 15% explosive damage. And your cluster mines do most of the damage. Your hive will do some, but the cluster mines do far more of your damage output. The final piece is the BTSU data gloves. Now this is an exotic which is found a random drop in the world. Very, very useful for skill builds, both offensive and healing skill builds. They come with +1 skill tier and they come with skill haste and repair skills. Now we're not using the repair skills, so it's a little bit of a waste there. However, the talents is absolutely key to this build, because detonating a hive refreshes all allies' skill cooldowns. So that includes things like your teammates' revive hives, which obviously when you're a DPS build, your revive hive, once it's been used, takes an absolute age to come back, because you've rarely got any skill tiers and the cooldown is a long time. This will automatically refresh that and grants them overcharge for 15 seconds. So if they have any offense, whether it be seeker mine, cluster mine, turret, the assault turret, the striker drone, any of those skills, they get 15 seconds of overcharge, which will massively increase their skill damage output. And of course it also affects our cluster mines, which is the important section. Allies receiving this benefit are unable to benefit from it again for 120 seconds. So once every 2 minutes you can detonate your hive and then have 15 seconds to throw out your cluster mines, and they will be overcharged for a chunk of extra damage, extra radius, more mines, the works. We will just go and have a quick look at this, in fact. So the seeker mines by default, as we've got it at tier 6, have a cooldown of 25 seconds. Doesn't matter because we can recharge them every 10 seconds thanks to the hardwired talent. We've got 10 mines going out for almost 2.4 million damage per mine, and the blast radius is 2 meters. That's the tier 6. Now, when they get overcharge every 2 minutes, you get an extra 20% damage on there. So it boosts them up by roughly another 200,000 damage, I think. You get an extra 2 cluster mines, and the radius goes up from 2 meters to 4 meters, which makes it a lot more difficult for the enemies to dive out of the way of the mines. Then the hive itself is, we're using the Stinger hive. It's got 18 charges the way I've got it set up. Duration is just shy of a minute, and the damage is 982,000. Which means that each of those 18 charges will do almost 1 million damage to any enemy within range. However, the hive itself doesn't tend to stay on the ground long, because we throw it out, wait a few seconds, then detonate it, and that recharges the the cluster mines. So we then throw them out again, and just take it in turns. Once the cluster mines have exploded, we'll have built up another 2, 3, 4 charges on the hive. We throw the hive out again, which recharges the seeker mines, throw them out again, then detonate the hive, throw out the seeker mines again, and essentially you just alternate throwing out and detonating the hive to recharge the seeker mine cooldown, and that's how the build works, and we'll look at that, some footage of that in play in a moment. So that's the build. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to pop a comment down underneath, and I will do my best to answer them. But we'll go and look at some footage of this in action now. Okay, so here we have a territory control, and if you watch the skill area when I'm throwing out my seeker mines and hive, the second time you see the seeker mines go out, they'll be overcharged, because my BTSU gloves are recharged, and you'll see when I destroy the hive starts ticking over on recharge really fast, which is a good indicator that overcharge is active. So we'll start off with a seeker mine, then we throw out the hive, then we throw out another seeker mine, then we destroy the hive, and then, as you can see, it's ticking over really fast, so then we throw out another seeker mine. And you can see that every 10 seconds this is just allowing me to recharge the Skillz. So we throw out the hive again, then we throw out the seeker mines, then we destroy the hive. I destroyed the hive too early there. That's okay, because all I need to do is throw it out again, and that recharges. those again.
Rogue hive detected.
Okay. So next time we destroy the hive, we should get another overcharge. So here we go, destroy the hive.
Detected.
Okay. As you can see, it's a very easy way to handle a fight. I don't really need to stick my head out at all. I can just stick behind cover and toss the hive and the mines over. But it's effective, and especially it's even more effective in indoor situations, in corridors and rooms where the enemies are clustered up. Those seeker mines can wreak complete havoc. So that's the effectiveness of the Skillz build with cluster mines and the Stinger Hive. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and please hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell if you'd like to be notified next time I post a video. There will be more forthcoming videos on my different skills or different builds for different situations. As I say, thanks for watching. Till next time, take care.